I don't think it's going to change people's mentality when it comes to traveling.
But then as I was going to watch my episodes of General Hospital that I had downloaded, I see on my iPad that she's connected. Her headphones have connected to my iPad. Well, the
Of
listeners,
course not.
viewers, do you think it's normal? Has that happened to you? I'd like to know because that was the first time
That
that
is,
it happened to me traveling
yeah.
ever. Oh,
I personally happen to think that it means I have an active imagination and that I need an
Or
outlet
split
for that.
personality. And I'm like, holy smokes, I've been a lot of places. Like 53 countries is a lot. And I don't have anything or remotely of something that I've done.
It was very, very different in that sense that I
Mhm.
really got to do what I wanted to do and that I had others that wanted to go along with that. I did not have an argument.
Pack your bags, we're on the move. Rhythm and Rome got nothing to lose. Culture clash from coast to coast. Misconceptions, we chasing ghosts.
well, hello. How are you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
There's
I
Good.
heard, well, I mean, I don't know. Am I going to be traveling anymore because of the government shutdown and all of my funding seems to come from
Oh my
this
gosh.
point as of today. So, but when
Lord.
we air this, who knows if we're still going to be shut down? But does our retirement income come from
no,
that pot of money?
absolutely not.
Okay,
They
but
better not, because you'll be hearing me screaming that shit. Oh, hell's to the no, to the no, to the no. Because then we
Oh
got
my gosh.
issues if that's
No,
the
I
case.
Yeah,
know. Well, at
that
least
ends that and Social Security.
it ends everything. It ends all of our because all of my money is coming from some sort of government situation.
Is Social Security part of it? I don't think that's
Well,
part
I
of
don't
it.
get. I'm not that
It's
old. Jesus, no.
No, Trisha
no,
mentioned it.
But no, I said it because, there's a lot of people who, within, certain demographics that are collecting Social Security, and particularly my mother.
Oh, okay.
But my understanding is, excuse me, I'm choking. My understanding is that Social Security is not affected per se as far as your eligibility in getting it. It could be slowed because of all the federal workers who now are not essential.
Who aren't? Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Trust me,
so
Vanessa,
that
I
could be
think
an issue.
you remember back in our days, the days of working for free because government shutdowns impacted
Yeah,
us.
like you still get paid, but then
Like
I
we
know
still had to
it's
go
like
to work, and
still
we're
gotta
like, I
work.
ain't making no money.
And then how do you,
And
when
no
the
back
bills
pay, by
come
the way.
due, then what?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's
No
the
back
issue.
pay.
I mean,
that's the issue. There's a lot of people that depend on, YouTube, to live and work and, take care
well,
of
and so what
yourselves
does
and your
that
family.
mean for like the things that we consider as luxuries, and travel, might mean one of those. Like, do you just like not go? Do you just cancel all your trips? Is that why you have to have travel insurance? So like, however long this lasts, I mean, we're only on day one, so they could get their act together. But
Yes, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of gnashing of teeth, and not just from the politicians, I hope, from the citizens of this of the country. I mean, I think I feel that Americans in general, if they haven't already, they've already tightened their belt. I know I'm feeling it in the real estate market.
Okay.
Certainly although the majority of people have equity in their homes, they're choosing not to exercise it. And it's a very, very different market, even from the turn down, in 2008, when the market, the mortgage crisis
Right.
happened. It's such a different market for me right now. So I think people have the opportunity to, or can, but just aren't right now because things are so uncertain, and for good reason.
Yeah.
But I think to your point as well, Benev, I don't think it's going to change people's mentality when it comes to traveling.
No.
Only reason why I say that is because, and we're only focusing, I'm assuming, on North America, on America.
Well, what we can speak to, which is, I don't know how our
Well, I mean,
government
like, I
shutdown
can
is going to
speak
affect
to
France. I
Europe.
don't know. You'll have to let us know how the.
Well, like
yeah.
not our government shutdown, but there are still stuff happening here in France. We don't have a government, or we have somewhat of a government here in France, but people are
That's
still
right.
traveling and doing
That's right. They
whatever
had
they
a
wanted to
complete
do.
dissolution of some shit happening.
Yeah, and they still are not happy. But what I've noticed, it's interestingly weird, because I notice, although people hate whatever is happening with the government here in France, people's lives are still like going. People are still traveling. People are still going.
You're right.
But at the same time, traveling here is a lot different than traveling in
That's
America
true.
because I can take a 19-euro train to another country,
Oh, yeah, very true.
whereas you can't.
19 or $25 ain't getting you nowhere on a doggone train.
Well, it can get you a metro card to Long
A
Island.
metro ticket, but not a train
To Long Island from
ride
New York.
to anywhere. Well, I mean, so even knowing that like a government shutdown was pretty much inevitable, I still bought tickets to the Dutch Grand Prix next August.
But you bought it in advance, though, correct?
Well, I mean, I just bought them a few days ago, but it was on
Then
a
you
credit
didn't
card,
know.
which I still have to like
Yeah,
pay off.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So so that's like, what does that say about my faith in the government? I guess I think they're gonna work it out. I don't know.
Or
Since we
just-
ended-
I think they need to. I mean, it's just a must.
well, no kidding.
The country
Yeah,
must
they
go on.
do. But I think the two-party system has run its course, and we need something else. I don't know. The French
Well-
system doesn't seem to me any better, so I don't know that we need to go that route.
No, I mean, but it's weird to say, obviously it's not impacting me here because I'm not French. Nice mug. It's not impacting me here in France because I'm not French to that point. But in a sense, it does impact me because I still pay taxes here. But I still feel not as impacted because I'm still going to travel. I still got travel plans to go wherever the hell I needed to go kind of
Oh.
thing.
Yeah. I recently went to Paris and I was staying with Paul for a week and I was doing a writer's retreat. But on my flight from Denver to Washington, D.C., I sat next to this woman. She was in the middle seat. And I got the feeling that she was like somehow important to the airline because when they came around with the drinks and the food, like they went to her first. You know how they might normally do like aisle, middle, window.
Yeah,
window.
she must
And
be
they had
important.
like Mrs. So-and-so, like, and I was
Mhm.
like, all right, okay, she's somebody, whatever, in a middle row with me in economy plus or in a middle seat next to me. But then as I was going to watch my episodes of General Hospital that I had downloaded, I see on my iPad that she's connected, her headphones have connected to my iPad. And I was like, well, clearly that's a mistake. Because you know how sometimes they can
Mhm.
try to connect to whatever's
Yeah, but-
nearest. So I denied it. And then I was like, oh, by the way, your headphones are just trying to connect. And she was like, oh, yeah. I was like, no. She's like, I thought I might watch it with you, but I've already seen
Without
this
even
episode.
asking you.
And I was like, "Whoa." I was like, oh,
Excuse
okay.
you?
What? Okay, discuss. Like, is that normal? I don't know. Is that something that people
Of
do?
course, that's not normal.
No, that is not normal.
Probably, and plus to the fact that she's probably important, like you just said, which means she's probably traveling on tax dollars money, just saying. And number two is we did remember the episode on the etiquette, flying etiquette and stuff like that too as well?
That never even crossed our
It's an
minds.
example.
I did not think it was. I thought it was weird. Like, now I have been known to
I
watch
probably would have
people's
cursed the ass out.
shows. Like, if someone's watching something, I'll look over but I'm not trying to listen to it with them. I
No,
just watch
no.
it. I don't know. I find
all
that
have done
relaxing.
that.
Just to
Yeah.
watch it without
So-
actually listening. But what?
We've done all
why?
that.
I don't want to watch the show with you. I don't even know you. You didn't even ask. She just connected. It felt like a violation.
Invasion?
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah, no,
Oh
I
my
would have
God.
not been down with that either. But the fact that she was, she's even in the middle seat already, I'm already pissed. But the fact that she went ahead, she had the
Crazy.
gall to just go ahead and do that is ridiculous. Who does that? She did. So that means that she's used to some type of entitlement, that she felt that she was okay
Yeah,
to do
she was
that.
just gonna watch my show with me. I mean, I was pleased there was another General Hospital, person that liked the show, but sometimes I'm
But she
like,
could
I'm
have
watching a soap opera. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like
No,
come
I
on.
would, but I literally would have said, "Oh, you wanted to see it? You could have just asked me." I literally would have done that and not shy
I was just
away
a
from
little
it.
taken aback. Like that had never happened to me. I've never had anyone's headphones connect to my device and automatically like that. That was
Mhm.
weird. And I'm like, why is my iPad letting this woman connect? What the
Well,
hell?
you do get like
the
those
betrayal
pings.
by your iPad.
You get those pings all the time and stuff like this too as
Oh
well.
my
But
God. So anyway, okay,
yeah.
so that I didn't think it was normal, and you don't think it's normal either. Well, the listeners,
course not.
viewers, do you think it's normal? Has that happened to you? I'd like to know because that was the first time that it happened to me traveling
Yeah.
ever.
So let me ask you this. When you guys travel, and I'm sure you do, but I just want to know that I'm not alone in this. Say that you're waiting for your plane or whatever, and you see people just kind of mulling about, which is actually the best part of being in the airport is looking at that, just looking how people interact. But do you create stories? Do you create scenarios for what's going on, like why they're traveling or, why,
Actually,
what's going
I
on?
don't do that. I usually am not, like, I'm aware of my surroundings, but I'm not making it. I don't know. I feel like
You don't make
reading-
assumptions and
I don't make up
Different-
stories. No, I don't. I mean, it seems like it would be a fun thing to do. I'm either reading or listening to something or but
Earl
I'm
and
not.
we do that,
Do you?
which is
You
weird.
do?
And I don't know if it's just a cancer thing. 'cause
I'm
we're
sure
both
other people do
cancers.
it.
What?
Well, like, actually, no, Trisha, we don't do that. Well, I think you're very strange. I don't know, Paul, do you make up stories?
Like, you mean when I'm talking with someone
I
on
can
a
see Paul.
plane?
Like, I
No,
can't
you
be
don't.
bothered.
You're just making it up entirely. You don't know them. You're like, well, this man, he clearly has, just gotten fired from his job.
I think we all have a thing where we look at people and be like, damn, like,
Okay,
past judgment is
certainly am not
basically what you're
doing,
saying. You mean
Okay,
past
that's
judgment.
judging, but
Past judgment.
I think
No,
that's a
she's-
judgment. We do pass judgment, but I'm
she's
talking
making
about
up
Yeah,
a
isn't that-
story. No, it's like a game,
Oh, no, I don't do that.
like inventing
that
stories just
that
for
sounds
fun.
like you need therapy.
Oh,
I personally happen to think that it means I have an active imagination and that I need an
Or a
outlet
split
for that.
personality. Or a split personality.
How is that a split person? I'm still
Because you're
presenting
thinking
myself
up these
as myself.
stories in your head, like,
Well,
one
I
of those-
wonder why. How? Like,
I will
if I see
say-
a couple, I wonder how they met. Or
No,
they
I
probably
never do
met
that.
at- I want to get back to our trips that we took this summer because we all ended up traveling, which is great. We ended up going to different places and, we've had the show. Our last 3 shows have been about those experiences. I want to ask each of you and I guess myself, what was the most poignant part of your trip? Whether it was something that happened on the trip, something that you observed, just tell me kind of what.
well, I will say that, so in Ireland, when I came across that guy in the bar who kept asking me where I was from, I really was kind of upset by that. And it took me a while to sort of just like get over that fact that, like, who gives a shit if people want to know where I'm from. But because I had done a reel on that, and when I did the reel, I showed his picture and I used his name without his permission, and I felt actually someone commented on that on Threads, people I don't know, but they were like, that was kind of a shitty thing for you to do because it came across as if you were saying that this guy was racist, and I didn't ask him if he was, she like it the way that person took what I had said, like that was like for you to imply that he's racist using his face and his name. And so I felt bad about that, actually. And I was like, that person had a point because I did not need to use his name. I did not have permission to use his face in my reel.
Wait, did you use his name or did you just describe him?
Damn sure did use his name and his face.
I don't even
in the
remember that.
reel. Well, none of the Americans picked up on it. It was just the Irish that were pissed off. And with my shitty accent, they really didn't like that. I'm like, whatever, noted. I won't try to do an Irish accent again. But so I was like, this was a good, actually, learning experience, because that was that constructive criticism. And I was like, I will take that, because that I own that I did that, and that was wrong.
What about you, Paul?
Poignant.
I think for me, obviously, was my family reunion in Jamaica, but along with that, because it was like 30 years before I went back there and stuff like that, it made me also realize a couple times already over, and I've always had it played in my head that I have so much information in my head and experience and things that I've done. And I've always said at one point that I wanted to put it somehow, some way, either in video or in writing. But I always talked myself out of writing something. And I just said, the hell with what people, because, you always listen to what your friends or whoever it is, and some more supporters, but then you always listen to the non-supporters or the naysayers that say, why would you want to write something? Like, who wants to, you know what I mean? Like that kind of. So anyway, I think the highlight was when I saw all that and the things that I did, and then kind of like sitting back and just remembering, I'm like, holy smokes, I've been a lot of places. Like 53 countries is a lot. And I don't have anything or remotely of something that I've done. Like I could be having like volumes of books or videos or journals or whatever. The not poignant, but the decision making aspect was I'm literally this summer said to hell with it. I'm gonna start to do something and write a memoir. So I'm in that
Nice.
process.
And it's 54 countries with Iceland. You need to remember
yes,
that.
that is correct.
Yeah, you
54
have to
countries
remember
with
that.
Iceland. That is because Iceland is
So,
very new.
You're gonna write a memoir of your like travel time, like
So
what period of time or from
yeah,
birth? Like
so right now because it's so large, if I was to do everything from beginning to end, it would have been
yeah.
too freaking large. So I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
because I know it's been about 5 years since I've been overseas again, and
Okay.
so I'm taking it from the tail end of retirement in the government, now corporate world, and then having that opportunity to move back to Europe and doing it without Uncle Sam. So
Yeah.
there's a lot, obviously, because majority of my travel, came, I guess it would be equal, but a lot of my travel came at a different point in my life where I don't feel the need to worry about what people say or look or think or how I'm doing things because I might get in trouble by Uncle Sam. But now that fear is gone. And I have been like free writing so far on a lot of this stuff. And man, it's kind of, and maybe Benef, you feel the same way, but because I've always in the back of my head like writing, but I never share
Uh-huh.
that with people
Uh-huh.
because I always feel like people always judged me
Okay.
about stuff like that. I really do. I really used to really enjoy that. And then I just, whatever. But now I'm like, I'm a
Well,
grown ass
now
man.
we
I don't
look
give a
forward
damn.
to like hearing more about it as you progress. Awesome.
Yeah, it's kind
See,
of
I'm
cool.
really enjoying that phase of doing it and stuff like that. So
That's
yay for
awesome.
me.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
and then
My
Trisha,
my
what
goal
about
is to
you?
finish by the ending of the year is my goal.
By end of
Oh, wow.
December? Wow.
No,
Wow,
That's
like
that's quick.
January time frame is what I'm trying to
Wow,
go
that's
for.
quick. So that's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, that
Wow.
is quick. That's
Well,
awesome.
I say I'm gonna try it. It's not quick if it's about your experiences.
No,
So
I
If
it's a
you
agree.
little
I
stay
mean,
different.
disciplined,
Yeah.
you're right.
If
It's
I'm
plenty of time.
if I'm disciplined and plus
right.
I'm taking my computer with me wherever I travel because I feel like that,
Nice.
I even went to the cafe today with my computer and writing and I'm like,
Mhm.
am I in a movie or am I just
Uh,
like,
Good for
Awesome.
you
you.
know,
Look at you.
feel like Mickey Spillane or something, like Stephen King,
I don't know who that
writing on
is. I
he's
don't
a
know who that is.
it's a novelist, writer.
Okay.
But
Okay. Well, Trisha,
anyway.
what
Back in the
about
day.
you for
Mhm.
your answer your own question?
My own poignant thing that happened with my trip. So, I thought about this, and the reason why I asked this question is because I was having a hard time, as you know, trying to grasp my thoughts on my trip and why this trip was so important to me and why was it something that I just I still can't really fully put my finger on it.
This is the
But
Prince.
this is
Prince trip?
Minneapolis, yes,
Okay.
going to
Okay.
Minneapolis.
All right.
And I know it seems weird. It's, it's not a, European or Eastern European, whatever country or Asia or anything like that, but it was a local trip. I realized that
And Minnesota is gorgeous, by the way.
of course, it's absolutely, I mean, no one was more surprised than me. So there.
I love Minnesota.
But what was very poignant for me is that most of the traveling that I've done, I have not done it with friends. Although I've had friends for, like I said, for many, many, many years, Paul included, of course, I have not really taken like an actual trip with friends or girlfriends or that sort of thing. And yes, I've had girls' weekends, but this was different for me because this was an actual trip about me. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being the doer, the caregiver, the planner, the one who organizes everything. And although, yes, I did organize this trip, it was very much their trip as well because I wanted them to experience things as well. But I just couldn't understand why they were just kind of leaving it up to me to come up with this because I'm thinking, okay, you're spending your money too. You should be able to make some decisions. But my friends were very generous in how we were going to do this, how the trip evolved. And even when we got there, I was not used to, well, what do you want to do? What would be cool? Because that is not how I live my life. And
Right.
it was very, very different in that sense that I really got to do what I wanted to do and that I had others that wanted to go along with that. I did not have an argument. I didn't have a
Nice.
fight.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
diplomatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, we're adults and that's what it should be, but I'm not used to being treated that way.
Mm.
So that was very poignant to me. So what does that say about me? That I
Take
need
more
to
trips
start,
like that.
I need to start putting me in the equation
Mhm.
more as opposed
Yeah.
to everyone else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that's what I learned about myself is that I put too many people first.
Especially
Before
now
me.
that you're an empty nester.
And
You're
that
an
is
empty
not
nester.
an uncommon thing.
You
It
both
is
are
not
going to be
uncommon.
empty nesters.
Yeah.
You both are going to
Yeah,
be. So
but
you
to
both
finally
should be.
realize that, and yes, this is not
Yeah.
a big epiphany or anything, you know,
Mhm.
for most people, but for me it was because
No, that
I
is,
did
yeah.
I did not realize how much I put myself last.
So are you going to do something to achieve that goal?
Well, I am really, really focused on taking a solo trip
Good.
Nice.
and
Where do
going
you-
to a
where?
place
Where do you
that
think?
I don't even know. My list is
You
so
don't know.
long.
I'm
I know.
banging
This has
on
been a
for
good
about
discussion.
minutes.
I
Yeah.
know. We talked from politics to travel,
Yeah, I
obviously travel and
know.
culture, but then to our own feelings about travel, which is
Misconceptions.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of cool.
But thank you all for joining us and listening to us chat. Please like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all the things. And then we have our
All
website,
the things.
rhythmandrome.com, where you can find more information about our different episodes, about us, about our book, The Passport Knuckle Ride, and for supporting us, buymeacoffee.com/rhythmandrome so that we can continue to bring you this show. And also signing up for our newsletter. So,
Yay.
yeah, which comes out monthly. And yeah, thank you for tuning
Thanks, everyone.
in.